Welcome, brave souls, to a tour of New Hampshire, where colonial history and ghost stories go hand in hand. This state's centuries-old buildings are magnets for the paranormal, with tales of haunted inns, eerie town halls, and restless spirits. Using Haunted Rooms America as our guide, we're about to explore the most chilling locations where the line between the living and the dead blurs. So, grab your flashlight and your courage. Let's dive into the shadows of the Granite State. Ready to get spooked? Let's begin. Our first stop is Alton Town Hall, a place where paperwork isn't the only thing haunting the halls. Staff and visitors report classic ghostly activity, heavy footsteps echoing above, even when the building is empty. Doors creak open or slam shut on their own, as if moved by invisible hands. Disembodied voices whisper from empty rooms, and sometimes you'll hear your name called when you're alone. Furniture is found dragged across rooms overnight, requiring a force that can't be explained by drafts or old pipes. These aren't isolated incidents. Multiple people have experienced them for years. Skeptics blame old building quirks, but the consistency and intensity of the reports suggest something more. The air inside is thick with the feeling of being watched, and for first-time visitors, it's downright unnerving. Some wonder if a former official is still presiding over meetings from beyond, or if something older is tied to the land itself. For staff, it's just part of the job. "Oh, that's just the ghost," they'll say. But for newcomers, the sense of not being alone is unforgettable. This isn't a tourist trap, it's a working town hall with a very active, uninvited resident. The evidence may be anecdotal, but it's overwhelming. Footsteps, moving doors, voices, and rearranged furniture. If you ever need to visit Alton Town Hall, be prepared for more than just bureaucracy. You might hear a whisper, see a door swing open, or feel a chill that has nothing to do with the weather. In Alton, the real council might just meet after dark. So, would you stick around after hours? Or would you run for the exit at the first sound of footsteps? Either way, Alton Town Hall proves that some buildings never truly empty out. The next time you're in town, listen closely. You might just catch a meeting in session that's not on the schedule. For the people of Alton, the paranormal is just another part of daily life. And for the rest of us, it's a reminder that history sometimes refuses to stay in the past. On to our next haunted stop, if you dare. The Granite State's ghosts are just getting started. Ready for more? Let's keep moving. The shadows are only getting deeper. In Fitzwilliam, the Amos J. Blake House Museum isn't just a relic, it's a paranormal hotspot with a full house of spirits. Built in 1837, this museum is said to be home to 11 distinct ghosts and a phantom cat. Visitors and staff report footsteps, doors moving on their own, and voices whispering from empty rooms. Sometimes people hear their names called when no one is there. Full-bodied apparitions in period clothing have been seen vanishing before your eyes. Some even claim to have captured photos of mysterious ectoplasm ghostly mist forming in the air. The identities of the spirits are a mystery, former residents, townsfolk, or just passers-by who never left. The phantom cat adds a bizarre twist. People feel it brush against their legs in empty rooms. Paranormal investigators have flocked here, leaving with chilling evidence and stories. The house's reputation grows with every new encounter. Whether you come for the history or the hauntings, the atmosphere is thick with the past. The museum's antique furnishings and creaking floors set the perfect stage for a ghost story. 11 ghosts, a spectral cat, and a house that refuses to be quiet. Amos J. Blake House is a must-visit for any ghost hunter. Would you spend a night here, knowing you might not be alone? For some, it's a brush with history. For others, it's a brush with the other side. Either way, the spirits of Fitzwilliam are always ready to make their presence known. Onward to our next haunted tale. The Granite State's ghostly roll call continues. Ready to head back to school? The next haunting is waiting in the dorms. Let's go. The past is never far behind in New Hampshire. Stay close, the chills aren't over yet. Time for a lesson in the supernatural at the University of New Hampshire. The legend here centers on the Lady in White, a quiet, sorrowful spirit seen in Smith Hall and the iconic Tea Hall. Students report waking up at night with the feeling of being watched, only to see a woman in a white gown standing silently in their room. She never speaks or moves, simply observes, then fades away as soon as she's noticed. The encounters are brief but unforgettable, leaving students with a lingering sense of melancholy. No one knows who she is, some say a student, others a faculty member's wife, but her identity remains a mystery. She's also been seen drifting through Tea Hall's corridors, her presence tied to the heart of the old campus. What makes this haunting unique is its persistence. New students, unaware of the legend, report the same chilling experience year after year. The feeling she leaves isn't terror, but a deep haunting sadness. Some say her sorrow is so strong it imprints itself on the living. For many, she's more than a story. She's a quiet, real part of campus life. The history of UNH isn't just in its buildings but in the spirits that linger. Would you dare to spend a night in Smith Hall? The lady in white might just pay you a visit. For the students of UNH, the past is always present, and sometimes it stands at the foot of your bed. The Granite State's ghosts aren't done yet. Our next story is a legend with pirates, promises, and a protective spirit. Ready for a haunting with a heart? Let's head to Henniker. The next ghost is waiting. Stay tuned, this one's a classic. The line between legend and reality is about to blur. Grab your courage. The story of ocean-born Mary begins now. Let's go. In Henniker, we find one of New Hampshire's most legendary ghosts, ocean-born Mary. Her story starts in 1720, when a pirate spared her life as a newborn in exchange for her name and a promise. Mary grew up, married, and wore the pirate's gifted green silk on her wedding day. She lived a long life, but legend says her spirit never left her Henniker home. Witnesses describe seeing a striking red-haired woman in colonial dress, often at the window or gliding down the stairs. Unlike most ghosts, Mary's presence is protective. She's said to guard her home and a rumored buried treasure. Residents tell stories of her warning them of danger, or feeling a gentle, reassuring touch. The house is a landmark, drawing visitors and investigators who report unexplained noises, moving objects, and the scent of flowers. Mary's legend blends history, folklore, and the paranormal, a pirate's promise, a life well lived, and a spirit too strong to rest. Whether you believe in the treasure or not, the sightings of Mary are hard to ignore. She's a beloved figure, a guardian spirit who lingers out of love, not fear. Would you seek out ocean-born Mary's house, hoping for a glimpse of her fiery hair? In Henniker, the past is alive, and sometimes it's watching over you. The Granite State's ghosts come in all forms, from the sorrowful to the protective. But our final stop is anything but welcoming. Ready for a haunting that wants you gone? Let's head to Guilford. The ruins of Kimball Castle await. Brace yourself, the next spirit isn't looking for company. The most unwelcoming haunting in New Hampshire is up next. Stay close. The shadows are darkest at the end. Our last stop is Guilford's Kimball Castle, less haunted house, more gothic nightmare. Built in 1897 by railroad tycoon Benjamin Kimball, the castle now stands in ruins, exuding an aura of decay and menace. Urban explorers and ghost hunters report a powerful, oppressive feeling like you're being watched and not wanted. Loud bangs and crashes echo from the empty structure as if something inside is throwing a tantrum. The castle has no electricity, yet lights are seen flickering in the windows at night. The strangest phenomenon? Broken antique clocks brought to the ruins suddenly tick and chime, only to stop once removed. Visitors speak of sudden chills, unseen hands pushing them, and an overwhelming urge to flee. Many believe Benjamin Kimball himself haunts the ruins, furious at the fate of his unfinished dream. The message is clear: this is not a place for the living. The castle's ghostly guardian seems determined to keep intruders at bay. Would you dare to enter Kimball Castle after dark? For most, the answer is a hard no. The ruins stand as a warning. Some dreams and some spirits refuse to let go. In Guilford, the past doesn't just linger, it pushes back. The Granite State's haunted history ends here, but the chills linger long after you leave. One last question: would you visit, or would you heed the warning and stay away? The choice is yours. But remember, some places want to be left alone. The ghosts of New Hampshire have spoken. The tour is over, but the stories remain. Thanks for braving the shadows with me. Until next time, keep your lights on. That's our tour of New Hampshire's most haunted places where history and the supernatural collide. Have you had a ghostly encounter in New Hampshire or elsewhere? Share your story in the comments. For more haunted adventures, check out Haunted Rooms America. If you enjoyed this journey, like and comment, and subscribe for more spine-tingling tales. Thanks for joining me. Stay safe and maybe keep a nightlight on. Until next time, happy haunting.